So joining me in the studio is the Labour Party's candidate in Warminster East, Eleanor. Good morning.
Good morning, Andrew.
Tell us why people in Warminster East should choose you for their councillor.
Well, I believe that Wiltshire Council has cut a lot of the services, and I personally, I would like to see more done for the people in Warminster.
So what more do you think could be done that the Conservative Wiltshire Council isn't doing at the moment?
Well, they've actually been cutting the youth services. For instance, they have cut £400 million from the youth service budget over the last 6 years. In Wiltshire, in May 2014, the staff of 144 youth workers were cut to just 25. In 2016, the number was reduced to 7. This year, the remaining 7 youth workers have been made redundant, and the roles replaced with 7 lower paid youth facilitators for the whole of Wiltshire. And we've got 100,000 children in Wiltshire affected.
So if you became a Labour candidate, what would you do to be able to get more youth services in the county?
Well, obviously, I would have to know what the figures are, and and perhaps campaign as well.
Okay. Now, in your leaflet, you talk a little bit about housing. It seems something else that you feel quite strongly about. Tell us a bit about your views on what can be done for housing.
Well, at the moment, council housing is completely off the agenda, and I would like to see absolutely more council housing, because the rents are more affordable. Private landlords are increasing their rents, and the rents that these tenants are paying are actually funding large houses in the suburbs, which is completely unfair in the society that we have.
And when we get the increase, we're getting a lot of new houses, particularly on the west of Warminster, which I know isn't going to be the area you're standing.
Yeah.
Some of those will need to be affordable housing, won't they, as part of the way the system works?
Yes.
So do you feel that's not enough?
No, it isn't enough, no.
So how many more do you think we need?
Well, I'd have to find out how many are being built and what percentage. At the moment, the new planning laws say if there's a new build of 10 houses or less, there is no need to build any affordable houses. And that worries me, because that could mean you have small plots dotted everywhere.
Right, okay.
With no affordable houses, obviously.
You've also talked about the unfair council tax and how it's being spent, I think. See if I can find where you referred to that. I can't quite pick it out. Maybe that was a different leaflet.
Yeah.
So let me pick up about the standard of services, which you have mentioned. You talked about that declining. Were you thinking of any services in particular?
Well, we've got...
You've talked about the youth services already.
Yes, we have the NHS service, particularly the child care service, which has been taken over by Virgin Care. It looks as though that is not actually working properly. We've seen in the local press that we have 2 children that have been affected quite badly and are not getting the correct care for their needs or for their parents' needs.
So there is increased involvement of the private sector, which you said you want to reduce. How would that be funded, do you think? Because the influence of the private sector is because there are increasing cuts to local authorities.
Well, I can't see how having private contractors work, because a private contractor has to make a profit. And if we use direct services, any money is recirculated back into the council,
Okay.
such as public health, you know, sorry.
Yeah, public health and
Yeah.
the other services
Yeah,
that
the
you
other
talked
services,
about.
yeah, that people actually do pay a certain amount for.
One of the other big issues in Warminster East and in all of Warminster are roads. Potholes often
Yes.
come up
Yes.
as a subject.
Yes.
Bourne Road has recently been resurfaced, so is this an indication that the Conservative-led council are getting on with sorting out the roads?
I don't think so, no.
No. So
No,
what do you see as
Well,
being a way forward?
I think the contractors are not doing their jobs properly, to be honest.
Right.
And I think they're trying to make as much profit out of it as they can.
So, if you were elected, how would you move forward with trying to sort out Warminster's roads?
Well, the dream would be that the county council would actually do the job themselves, you know, directly.
Right. So again, less
No,
involvement
yes,
of the private sector.
yes. It is a form of privatisation, you know, wholesale right across the country.
Okay. Just to finish off then, I'm asking everybody exactly the same final question, which is, if you are elected on the 4th of May, what do you hope by the end of the term in 2021 to have achieved? If there was one thing, what would it be?
But I'd like to improve people's lives.
How would you do that?
Well, there's a lot of poverty around Warminster, and I hope to alleviate some of that poverty.
Okay. Thank you very much for coming in and talking to us this morning. And as I was saying to all of the candidates, I wish you good luck on the 4th of May.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.